Well, hello everyone, and welcome. Jerry Martin here, and today we are going to be playing through Spyro 2. We finished Spyro 1 about a week ago. I haven't really been on much lately. Haven't really had the time. I apologize. But I did record this Spyro 1 again for the walkthrough on my main YouTube. Today though, we are going to be playing the Spyro 2, which is probably my favorite of the three. I haven't really played 3 much, so we'll see if that changes in the future. But for right now, it's all about Spyro 2. So let's go ahead and go into the...
Is this rain ever gonna stop? I've forgotten what the sun looks like. We should go on vacation. Somewhere warm. Somewhere sunny. Dragon Shores, yeah! I haven't been there since we kicked Nasty Nork's butt. How about it, Sparks? You up for a vacation at the beach? Last one there's a Nork!
Is it working, Professor?
Almost. Just a few more adjustments to these orbs and...
Maybe this isn't such a good idea. Bringing a dragon here could just make Ripto more angry.
Calm down, Hunter, and stop fidgeting.
But you saw the professor's book. They have claws like this, and teeth like this, and they can spit fire like this. They sound much more dangerous than Ripto.
That's exactly the point. A dragon is our only chance of stopping Ripto, and you know it.
It's working! It's working! I've got a dragon!
Huh?
Whoa, rough landing. Hi, which way's the beach? Huh? Hey, stop staring. Haven't you guys ever seen a dragon before?
You're a dragon?
You got a problem with that, pussycat?
Well, well, someone forgot to invite me to the party. Were you trying to keep something from me? A dragon? You brought a dragon to Avalar? I hate dragons! Yeah! Crush! Kill it! Kill it! Go, you imbecile! You ate my scepter! I'll deal with you later!
Who was that jerk?
That was Ripto, and we have to get rid of him. He's causing all sorts of trouble around here, but I haven't got time to explain. Here, take this magic guide to Avalar. It'll help you begin to understand our worlds. Right now, I have to follow Ripto and see what he's up to. I'll meet you in Summer Forest, okay?
Hey, wait a minute! How do we get ourselves into these messes, pal?
Okay, so yeah, basically we are going to play through the second one. If you're new to the channel, thank you. This is the second game in the series. I did the first one recently on stream. You could probably check my past videos on that. Unless you're on Mixer, it may have already been deleted. I will have a full walkthrough up on my main YouTube for Spyro 1 in a minute though. And this is Spyro 2, and it is definitely a lot better.
Hi, Spyro! Welcome to Glimmer!
So, there are a few changes. First off, there's more gem types. So, you can get a purple 5, which kind of threw me off the first time I played this, because I forgot all about that. Second off, enemies are no longer carry gems. In the first game, that was explained canonically as Nasty Nort had been converting treasure into monsters, which is why he stole the treasure in the first place. In this one, though, we just need treasure because it's treasure. That, and we'll meet a character sooner than we want to, who we need to pay with our treasure. Yes, in this game we actually do get to keep our treasure, but only long enough to pay this character. So we do get to keep the majority of it, if I remember correctly. Now, I was watching on line yesterday some videos on Super Mario Sunshine, and I was like, man, I realized I've only played that game a few times. You know, I got it when it first came out. I loved it. I got 120 shines. It's very underrated in my opinion, and that was originally what I was going to stream today. I did want to stream this game, but the problem is I don't have HDMI cords for my Wii. I forgot that the HDMI was not a thing until Wii U, so I can't play GameCube games.
Hi, Spyro. That's Zap.
I have the Elgato analog converter, but it broke, which kind of sucks. So I bought a converter to allow my Wii to play in HD. So
You must be the dragon everyone's
here we
talking
are.
about. Thank you, Mr. Dragon. That's
So hopefully we'll bring that soon. No, I can play through it, enjoy it, practice it a little bit before I cover it on my YouTube. Very fun game, very underrated. There's a lot of like tomfoolery with it, though. Regardless, enough about that. This is Spyro 2.
To get a good look around, press the...
And this was actually the remake that came out last month now. Crazy. It's already December, guys. Can you believe it? 2018 is almost over. It flew by, it really did. In retrospect, I kind of wish that I had finished my 64 challenge, but you know, 64 isn't really working right now. Irregardless, so this game introduced more new features. One of them is that each world has challenges. So in the original game, you went around, you found all the gems, and then you beat the well, that's a new move too. You can actually flutter to get extra height. In the original game, you complete a level by finding all of the gems and getting to the end. In this one, you complete a world by finding all the gems and completing all the missions to get all the orbs. And then on top of that, you can also find talisman. Talisman are basically like, once you beat a stage, they give you a talisman as proof. You need those in order to unlock the boss stages. So like, this guy right here, he will give us
These little lizards have eaten my entire crop of jam.
He'll give us a gem for completing a mission. So that adds a lot of variety to the game, and it's very fun. Some missions are somewhat tough, some aren't. So like for example, this one, you have to light all those gems. That's another orb. Now, what's tricky is Spyro also learns new moves in this game. Money bags will teach you new moves for a gem cost. And because of that, you have to not only find a lot of gems, but you have to backtrack a lot in this game.
To hit that lizard up high.
I get it. Alright, put it. And because enemies no longer drop gems, you have a total enemy count that resets every time you start the level over. But there are superpower areas that you can there are superpowers that you can get by defeating a certain amount of enemies. So for example, it's usually 12 or 16, like that one up there was a 16, I believe? Or 12, I can't remember. But once we learn how to climb, we can defeat 12 enemies, go up there, and it's a super flight power-up. So we can use that to fly through the level as we please. Oh man. Alright. Now another game that I was planning on streaming too, I just got it for a pretty good deal, is Fallout 76. And there's a huge amount of controversy over Fallout 76 right now. But I am on the how do I word this? What lying and releasing an unfinished product is pretty despicable. But despite that, when I've played it, I'm actually having fun. So feel free to make your own opinions on it. I got it for half off, so I'm not complaining. But hopefully over time they fix it to be a little better so that people will enjoy it more. Because I know a lot of people who do not feel that they got their money's worth. So that kind of sucks. Anyway, enough about that. So let's go ahead and get... And you can actually complete missions without knowing what they are. Come on. And if you somehow fail a mission, you can always restart. And if you feel like coming back to a mission, you can always redo them. Well, hello, Sophie C. How are you doing today?
Barry gave me this orb, but I like gems better. You take.
Alright, so we got the achievement. So that one is 6 gem lamps in 15 seconds. So, as far as I know, for the most part, we've gotten everything that we can in this level. There might be a few gems straggling around. But we can't complete this level 100% until we learn how to climb. And we don't learn that until we start the second world. So this guy will give us a talisman. Thank you for tuning in, Sophie, by the way. I hope you're doing well. So this will take us to our main hub. And the main hub is basically Summer Forest. And we can't 100% this one either, unfortunately. The first one that we can really 100% is, I think, the third level, the first main level that we can explore from the hub.
Oh no! Oh, hello. We didn't get a chance to introduce ourselves before. My name is Alora.
Hi. I'm Spyro. What are you, some kind of goat?
I'm a fawn, you dork.
Oh, sorry.
Did you meet the gem cutters in Glimmer?
Yeah, they gave me a souvenir, too. They called it a talisman.
They gave you a talisman?
What, is it special? I just stuck it in the guidebook you gave me.
Well, there are 14 talismans in Avalar, and they are all magical. If you can collect enough of them, they can be used to defeat Ripto. Hunter, where have you been?
Oh, I got a little lost.
Spyro's gonna help us collect the talismans.
I am?
He is.
Spyro, look. There's no way you can get to Dragon Shores right now. Ripto and his monsters have taken over the castle here in the Summer Forest. You're going to have to go to Avalar's worlds and convince the inhabitants to give you their talisman. You can keep them in your guidebook.
Hey, I could do that. Why doesn't the dragon just torch Ripto?
Hunter, you can't even keep track of your running shoes. How can we trust you with 14 talismans? If you come across any orbs, they're important too. But I'll tell you about them later.
Okay, no problem. I'll collect a few talismans, give Ripto the old hot foot, and be in Dragon Shores by lunchtime.
Thank you for the subscription. For some reason, my sub notifications are not visible. I'll have to fix that in the next stream. Sorry about that. So each world also has a introduction and a outro now, which is pretty cool. So there's the world we came from, which is Glimmer. And we'll have to learn some new moves here and there to fully explore this world. But for the most part, we can get a good majority of the treasure, which we will probably want because of money bags.
Spyro, this is the homeworld called Summer Forest. There are portals to many of the
So there are 14 talisman in the game, pretty much 14 levels, and we need to get all of them in order to complete the game. I'm gonna try to do a 100% run again, but I might not get the skill points. We'll see. Alright, there's that. And one really good feature about this game that's brand new is Spyro no longer dies in the water. Why did I do that? So yeah, that's probably one of my favorite additions, just because.
Hey, Spyro. Ripto smashed this.
It was annoying trying to run around in Spyro 1 and had the accidentally fall in water, and next thing you know, oh, Spyro drowned. So there's another achievement slash trophy if you're going for those. Hunter will challenge you.
Okay, not
You're
bad.
in the water just fine.
Nice job.
A lot of achievements are tied to the orb challenges, though some definitely aren't.
Very good. Wow.
So there we go. Completed Hunter's challenge. And there's the achievement. Cool. But yes, I'm still very much enjoying this game. Definitely a great purchase. There are a lot of people who are not enjoying it very much, but I do. There are some changes. Some people are not happy with that, but for the most part, I am really enjoying this game. Very much so. So, for the most part, what we can get, what we can do. So he teaches you to swim, but you need 500 gems to do that. So if I'm not mistaken, we have to... Let's go to the first world. Now, all of these games have been ported into the same engine and used as the basis of the remake. So for the most part, the graphics, the HUD, everything seems very similar, like it's one continuous game. So each world is different themed.
Spyro,
And there is a bit of confusion here. You can't complete this world without learning how to swim. So I was wrong on that aspect. I apologize. But the skill point says to fly on top of the totem. And a lot of people, myself included, assumed this meant this totem. No, it does not. There's a smaller totem. And we will show you when we get there. And again, like Spyro 1, there are going to be some enemies that are steel colored. These enemies cannot be attacked with fire, so if you're using your flame attack, just be forewarned.
Those metal shields?
So the goal for this one is to attack those giant creatures who are chasing basically the temple keepers, because they will open the doors for you. And then once you get to the end, you'll get the talisman. But there are some gems here to collect. Now there are, as you saw, there's going to be like, remember the fireworks from the first game?
To aim the camera.
They replaced those with rockets this time. It's made them much easier to see, which is really cool. And it keeps track of how many enemies that you've finished. But those reset every time you come back to the level. Now these right here, unfortunately we can't do anything with right now. You kind of have to learn how to swim first. So here's the end of the level. Crazy, right?
Spyro, you're pretty.
Alright, so we go this way. Actually, no. First, let's go up there and see what we get. So we have the gem total to learn how to swim now. We could theoretically come back to this level after we learn how to swim and finish it off. Now it is impossible to complete this world without getting the talisman. Now for those of you who are wondering, it is not that totem either. Instead, it is that totem over there. The one that's kind of lower to the ground. So let's go ahead and try for that. There we go, skill point. Now this one is I messed it up. There we go.
Look at that. The hula girl.
Cool. Now there's that orb. Oop. Do that. But that's an example of a superpower that you get for beating up enemies. So if that isn't open for you, just go ahead and defeat some more enemies, explore the level a bit more, and eventually it should open up after a set amount of enemies. Now as a kid, the only one I ever had was Spyro 2. I got the PlayStation somewhat late. But I ended up getting Spyro 2 because I really enjoyed that game. And it was perfect because my cousin had 1 and 3. But 3 was her favorite, so I didn't really get to play 3 much. I do remember playing 1 a lot. But as you can see, the game itself is very much upgraded. Okay, so I don't think I go down there yet. So we'll have to come back after we learn swimming. And I can't remember the achievement for this level. What was it? I might have to check. It might have something to do with the orb that we haven't gotten yet. Yeah, I missed orb gems left and right, didn't I? So let's return home. That was always a funny cutscene. Again, this does feel weird kind of playing Xbox Spyro, having played Spyro on the PlayStation so much, but I'm very glad it got it. It's always nice to have a bunch of people who haven't experienced something get a game.
Okay.
Alright. Let's see. Oh, yep, okay. It has to do with the gem that we haven't got yet. So let's go ahead and finish this level. Now it will replay the intro and outro every time that you go back in the world, but it's easily skipped.
Spyro, the idols.
But that's a good thing because if you want to replay levels, it's very easy. Especially if you missed like a trophy or an achievement, or maybe you're trying to get a skill point. Okay, is that all of them in this area? Probably missing one. Now, one thing that you got to keep in mind is that you cannot breathe fire underwater. Seems only natural, but you never know, someone might ask. You can, however, if you have the super flame power. So this is the area that we couldn't get to before, and this is where the gem is.
I've been locked in here. The first.
So we got to solve 3 puzzles. That's the first one.
Wow, Spyro, you did it!
So the pond is the second one. And that's what those kind of shapes sticking up were. Now this is where the achievement comes
This idol
in.
says he's hungry and won't be satisfied.
So do not feed him any red fish. Just be careful and keep your eye on it. It's not too tough. Ah, man. I'm not sure why they're still curving, but there we go. And there it is.
Okay, Spyro, just one more puzzle.
Now we still got to go back and replay sections of the level. So, all the gems over there. Cool. Up there. Okay. That's a cool little feature added into these games. I know it's not in the Spyro 1 original version. I'm not sure if it's in the others, but it definitely is helpful. So you do have to go back and re-beat the enemies that you've beaten before. but that's okay.
If you jump on these stones in the correct order, you...
Okay, so this one... what's it? No.
Let's...
Because for the most part, they're indicative of what shape it is that you're gonna be.
Let's...
So, like for example, the first one is a star, so we hit the star, and that goes to the hexagon. The hexagon goes to the square. So maybe it's this. I guess it is. So it goes to the moon, and like that.
Nice job, Spyro. You're pretty smart for a dragon.
And there's that. So that's all the orbs. Now for the home world, a lot of the orbs are actually hidden pretty well. This game does offer much more areas to explore. So there is a bunch of areas you might get lost in, or you might not know how to complete. But that just makes it a little bit more fun to me, just because we can explore more. It's not as straightforward. I think that's the terminology I was thinking of. And there we go. Our first 100% in Ripto's Rage, also known as was it Glimmering Forest in Europe? Well, this game unfortunately retained its US title everywhere. So even if you've got the original European version, it will still be Ripto's Rage in the remake. Just a heads up. Alright, so one world down. Now, in order to get to the next world, we have to complete all 6 worlds. There's no way around it. That's just how this game works. Then we'll unlock Autumn Plains, and from there we can access most of the other worlds. Ah yes, there's a Yeti in this one. Okay.
A Yeti has been rampaging around.
Now these guys are basically monks. They can sing and chant to levitate objects such as doors. So you gotta kind of find your way through the level by
concentrating.
There we go.
Who needs a key?
Enemies like those.
Now, if you guys have played the Crash Bandicoot remakes, those are excellent as well. I do enjoy Crash quite a bit. Spyro was always my favorite of the two, but they actually sell this in a double pack, which is pretty good. Not sure if it's out yet. I see conflicting reports online about when it's supposed to come out. Hey. But that's probably the pack to go to if you have neither, because they're both excellent games, definitely worth checking out. Now there are several in the Spyro series. These are the first 3 games ever released, remade. Those got 2 sequels, or 3 sequels. I'm trying to remember.
Remember, hun?
But they rebooted the series on the PlayStation 2 as The Legend of Spyro, which basically turned it into a more story-driven game. And of course, Skylanders. Now, believe it or not, Spyro inclusion actually got me to buy Skylanders, or Skylanders, when it first came out. As I'm sure it did with a lot of people. Probably why they put Spyro in it to begin with, but yeah. And I actually enjoyed Skylanders, but after the first one I was kind of done with the series. Alright, so this quest is basically we have to flame all the statues in the world. So there's the rocket. And I don't think that there was anything over here, but can't hurt to try. Alright, so there's another statue. I believe there's still more over here. 4, 5. I thought it was a gem. Caught my eye at the right area, I guess you could say. There we go. I still like to defeat the enemies. Lets me explore a little bit better, a little easier. Now we can actually complete this level 100%. And we can also get a skill point here for not allowing the enemy to score a goal while we play hockey, which we can actually do in this game. You can see there's the hockey stick right there. Of course, it's not really traditional hockey. You get 2 gems, or 2 orbs for it.
Ah, you have...
Got 2 minutes to score 5 goals. Now the way this works is similar to how we defeated the one monster. There's one. Very simple. Now this is an easy one though. Because in a minute we'll be doing this against a computer. Oh man, I missed that by a minute. There we go. Now, this game does not count goals for the opponent because we are just basically scoring on a goalie.
Well done.
So there's the first one. Now the second one.
Would you like to... The first...
And for some reason it ranks the difficulty, but I found that the difficulty is not very efficient. A lot of 5-star difficulties here. Not really 5-star. So the goal is to score 5 goals without them scoring 1. And that's easily accomplished by just making sure that every time your opponent's near and you don't have the puck, just flame them. Don't even give them a chance to get up until you have the puck. There you go. Oops. See what I mean? If we give them a chance to... Now the problem is the puck. That was a close one. The minute I said not too difficult is when it tries to make it difficult. So there's those 2 gems. Very easy. Now, my wife and I have been watching a lot of The Office lately. It's a show that I very much enjoy. One of my favorites, actually. And at first it was funny because
Well done. done.
My wife didn't like it at first. She thought it was very, I don't know what the word is, but eventually, after getting past the first season, she thought it was very good. So we have been enjoying that quite a lot. I also picked up an old favorite of mine, which I used to have in its entirety, but I ended up selling it when I moved out. And that is the Tenchi Muyo series. Which had a deal. I usually add stuff to my wish list and wait for it to go on sale. And it popped up and let me know it was on sale recently. So I ended up getting the OVA and the 2 TV series. Okay, so we're done here. But that'll be really fun to go back and watch. Alright, another 100%. So we have 4 levels left in the boss until we can get to the next area. And the next area is going to be very cool because we can finally learn climbing, which will help us beat all the remaining worlds which we can't finish because of it. So those are those 2. The rest of the worlds are for the most part underwater, which will lead to a second area. In fact, we can actually go back to the beginning of the stage and get some gems that were underwater there. There are also secret stages, and I use that term very loosely, where you basically pay money to unlock them. And those are mainly the flight levels. So as you can see, there's a lot of hidden stuff. Here's an orb, which is hidden. And like I said, in the hub world, a lot of the orbs are hidden. Next world, for example, has quite a few that are hidden. Alright, so let's see here. Where was that entrance? Right here. Now these doors are basically just on-off doors. One can be open, the other has to be shut.
I saw.
And we can't get up there because we can't climb. But these are lives now. They replaced the dragon statues.
Nice work.
Okay, so we got Ocean Speedway. There's money bags again. Now if you want a hidden orb, what we have to do is like that. There we go. Hidden orb. And then he'll basically extort
Spyro.
you to lower the wall. Now, if you don't like money bags, then you are not the only one. It was such a reviled character that in later games they actually allowed you to attack money bags to get your money back. Here's one of them. Can't remember which one exactly. So that's the talisman door. We need 6 talismans to get through there. Unfortunately, we do not have 6 talismans at the moment. So here we are back in this main hall. So first let's go to Heracles. Because why not? Ah, this one. The electric one. Anyway.
We've always had. I think.
So basically in this one, you have to find diodes like that, which will absorb the electricity so that we can continue. Now there's a skill point for this one, and it is to destroy all the windows. The achievement is to destroy all of the robots, which is basically very simple. You just have to explore a little bit. Just a heads up, though Spyro now has gotten over his water weakness, it doesn't mean that you can jump into the water at the edge of the stage, because that is still an instant death. Just a heads up. Treasure. And I can't remember, did we get the diode? Yes, we did. There were 2 of them. Very cool. Yes, this game is one of my favorites. I enjoy it a lot. It's a lot of fun going back and replaying it. But yes, I will definitely be finishing this one on stream. I will definitely be playing 3. I don't know how good at 3 I'll be because I haven't played much of it at all. Another game that I am wanting to stream. Oh, hello, Leanna. I apologize, I did not get your message. My chat disconnected. It is very beautiful in Summer Forest. Thank you for watching. It's very peaceful too, that music. Morrowind is another game that I want to stream. I've been playing Skyrim a lot lately. And that game is very fun. So this is the power-up we need. We can't get it quite yet. We can 100% this level. If I remember correctly. It's a little more difficult than the previous levels, but yes. Now, one thing is if you, the game will remember what enemies you killed, but only if you hit the save point, like such. There we go. And there is the achievement for defeating all the robots. Looks like we got each other then. There's the diode. And this is technically where we can finish the level. But there is still a lot left to explore.
Thank you, Spyro.
So there's the talisman. And now that we have defeated enough enemies, we can actually use the supercharged power-up. And there are a couple windmills that we need to destroy. First is right over there. And what these will do is we hit those buttons and it will slow all of these things down. And this will help us when we get up there, which we can't at the moment, but we will in a second. There's that, and then there's one more over there. Oop, missed it. Man. And for those of you who don't know, Spyro is voiced by Tom Kenny, who also does the voice of SpongeBob. He was the original voice actor in Spyro Ripto's Rage and Year of the Dragon. In the original game, he was voiced by Carlos Alzakri, who does a lot of other Nickelodeon voices. But in the remake, Tom Kenny voices Spyro in all 3 games. Very cool of him to do that. Okay, so here's that hidden nook that we can go up. Now, he's going to basically ask us to help
big building over there?
glide to the factory. Now this would be impossible if we hadn't actually broken those windmills to slow down. Is there anything over here? Nope. Oops. That was my fault there. Now the developers of this would go on to create Ratchet and Clank. There we go. Which is another one of my favorites. And they also released Resistance, which I have not played.
Spyro?
So there's the first orb. The next one is for
Remember to press the action.
getting to the actual factory. Which is somewhat tricky, but can be done. There's a skill point for destroying all of the windmills. And here's the orb. Well, actually, never mind. That was my mistake. We have to finish.
Thanks for shutting down the factory. Here, I found this stuck between the gears. You can have it if...
And there's the orb. Okay. And see what I mean? Hello, ruler. How are you doing today? Thank you. Yes, the game does look amazing. I'm glad that I got it. And that's another thing. If you die, you actually have to go back and start from scratch with the windmills. So hopefully you can actually make it to the end. Wait, what? Okay. Let's go to... Ah. Over here. Oh, that's right. Yeah. Dude. So basically these guys are running around in a circle and they're detaching the lightning stones. We have to put them back. And this is pretty easy. They just alternate between going over there and then going over here. That until we've defeated 10 of them. And after that 10th one, did it spawn it down there? Yep, it did. Just to make a liar out of me. Here we go. Then once all 10 of them are defeated, we're gonna take all these orbs and then we're gonna repower. All of these stations. There it is. Okay. One more. There we go. So now that they're all gone, we'll go ahead and replace these. Over on the other side for some reason. Oh, one of them actually... Or did I actually do that? I don't remember. I think that's it.
Thank you, Spyro. I found this shiny thing mixed up with our lightning stones. Please, take it as a reward.
Cool. And there we go. So this level is done. And I apologize to all of you out there who are using the chat. For some reason my chat is really laggy today. So hopefully you realize I'm not actually ignoring you. I apologize. It's chat. I'm not getting it very quickly. All right. 3 worlds down. Unfortunately, I believe this game got canceled for PC or delayed. I'm really hoping this comes out for Switch though.
Hi, Spyro.
So this one is unique. We cannot complete this one 100% yet because we cannot climb. But we have to bring, basically move those turtles onto the switches and rescue the baby turtles. And the achievement is also not possible yet, because it requires us to have the climbing ability. Now these guys, be careful, they take 2 hits. We can still get as much treasure as we possibly can, just because, why not? Now eventually what's going to happen, we can't get that quite yet, but we'll get a super flame power up that we can use to get that. We just need climbing ability. Actually, do we need the climbing ability? I don't know if we need the climbing ability, but we do definitely need to defeat a bunch of enemies. So there's that. We cannot get all the orbs yet either because we need to climb. Okay, so we don't need climbing for at the very least that particular gem. No, I can't make it. Basically, let's just get some treasure, complete the level, get the talisman, and we will return here once we get the climbing ability, which we are not too far from getting. There is the exit. There's the talisman. Cool. Now, as always, we can always check in the guidebook. See how we're doing. So we have 2 levels left. At least 2 to get. Actually, do we? No, we have 1 level left to get the talisman from. And this is pretty much a bonus stage. So what we're going to shoot for is... This is like the flying stages from Spyro 1. What my goal is to complete it. That way we have the extra time to get the achievement as well as the orb. Because there is a orb challenge in this level. Can't really get those quite yet. Come on. Am I getting all disoriented? Yes, no. It's a waste of time. Alright. So basically, careful over here because you actually fall in the water, you die. Yep. Not gonna get that one. I'm wasting too much time on it. Now those guys, it was confusing to me at first how to defeat them, but if you are trying to clear the stage, basically just run. It's just a hidden super dash power up, and then plow through those guys. Ah, I flew too low. Man. Here's a fun fact. You know, Spyro got his name because originally he was called Pyro. After his ability to light things on fire. But they thought Pyro was too... it wasn't child friendly enough. So they added an S to it. It became Spyro. And that originally Spyro was green. Which blended in with the background, which is why they changed it to purple. Seriously, man. That was close. If I hadn't lost track of that last boat, we probably would have gotten that one. But yeah, so they changed him to be purple. Because not only did that stand out against the background, but it was also kind of fun. And it gave him its own unique look. Which is kind of what they were looking for. For example, you know, Mario has that red look, Sonic has that blue look, Crash was orange, so then it was purple. And that was actually written into the lore later as something that was special. There we go. Cool. So like Spyro 1, when you beat it, you no longer are timed. You can actually free roam. Which is why I choose to do so. Now there is a skill point.
I guess that's just fine.
What the heck just happened? There is a skill point for beating this game in a certain amount of time. Or it's not the game, but the actual stage. So there's the achievement. A rare achievement, apparently.
I guess now you think you're... All right, Spyro.
So this isn't so much as of a race as it is following him into the correct order of rings. Hunter takes some really weird paths, like almost counterintuitive to what you think. Like, for example, that. But I guess it keeps you on your toes.
It's not a... All right, Spyro. Meet the course champion.
That was a little bit of a tight turn there. Ended up crashing. Well, guess we're gonna have to retry it again.
All right.
I actually got it on the first try when I played by myself, but now that I'm streaming, I guess not. So, if you're watching this, let me know in the chat, what's your favorite Spyro game? Do you like the old school ones? Do you like the new school ones? Do you like Skylanders? Let me know. Hopefully it will pop up into it. Got it that time. Alright. Now we have 8 more. Really? Come on, Hunter. Now I gotta do it again. Alright.
It's not as easy as you thought, is it? All right.
We are playing Spyro, Superman 64 edition. If you're just tuning in. I'm not sure how many people will get that reference. But for those of you who don't, on the Nintendo 64, they really hyped up Superman 64. But the license holder got involved, and instead of having like a fun action romp, they ended up making it a game about flying through the air, getting through rings. And we beat it finally.
Great job.
And that is 100% on that one. But yeah, Superman 64 will live on in infamy because of that. Basically, it was broken promises. Hello, Judge Claude Frollo. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for checking it out. I have not seen Hunchback of Notre Dame in quite a while. I have not read the book in a long time. Alright, so there's that. There's this last world right here. This is Aquaria Towers. And I'm not sure if we can 100% this one yet. Let's see. Once we get in, I'll be able to tell you. Oh, this one. Okay, so this one's an interesting one.
The funny looking.
The interesting thing about this world is starts off completely dry. And eventually we have to fill it completely with water. So, thankfully we can swim, because otherwise we wouldn't be able to complete this level. But there's the achievement is for defeating the steel sharks, which will instantly kill you if you're not careful. And basically what we have to do to defeat them is to get the power up to Super Flame, which will actually allow us to attack. And there they are right there. So just heads up. And we can't attack underwater quite yet. So just heads up on that. See, we can ram. And this is another one, if you're not really paying attention or exploring very much, this one can get you can get stuck in very easily, because there is a section that is, let's just say, if you're not exploring all 3 dimensions, you're not going to be able to find your way. So that's where we I can't go that way. Is it this way? Is it the way we came from? This way we came from. Alright. Now make sure you have a good amount of treasure, because in this part you will find money bags, and money bags will require you to pay him to get past the shark, which, if you haven't quite gotten the Super Flame power up yet, you have to take. Especially if you want to get the talisman.
Hi, Spyro.
Alright, so this will get us past this section. We will have to return with the Super Flame power up if we want 100%. Hidden gems behind there. That was a close one. We don't have sparks right now. Gotten hit one too many times with the electricity. But the sheep actually have air bubbles. Okay, so here we go. We can talk to the dragonfly, and that is the last talisman we need to face the boss. But of course, we're not just going for talismans right now. We're trying to 100% what we can. I don't want to have to get the Super Flame power up just to hit you. Come on. Come on, sheep. You need to turn into a butterfly. And that way, my dragonfly can get some health. Come on, man. There we go. Alright, here we go. The skill point for this level is to hit all the purple coral. Be careful, because if they get close enough, it's instant death. Now, in order to get the purple coral, you have to have the super flame power up. There we go. So now that that's done, we can go back here, get the super flame power up again. This time, you can go this way. That's all the sharks. Boom. All done. Now, you'll notice that we still have lots of gems to collect in this level. We are only at 265 of 400. Well, that's not a typo. But where can the rest of them be? They are all, if you go straight up. But for now, let's explore for just a second, see if we can't find any more purple coral. Just because I can't remember where they are. It's been a minute since I played this level. There's one right there. For the skill point's sake. Okay. So far, no. That was there. Is there anything down here? Not that I can see. Okay. However, we are not done. We actually have to go up here, which is where the rest of the level is, and why we haven't found many orbs. So if you're missing quite a lot of stuff, that's why you go up here. And there is definitely more coral up here. Okay. There's one more. So we'll go get the super plane power up once more. Boom. Skill point acquired. Now the orbs in this level are actually very similar in nature to the flying level, in that we will be following Hunter to tame a manta ray. Well, not Hunter, but you'll be following it, flying through circles pretty much. What is down there? Okay. Ah. Okay. So over there. Going to have to go back on the surface. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the rest of it's on the surface. Okay. Now, occasionally you will find mystery jars. And the mystery jars will basically be
I've been trying to
teleport until you follow them all the way to the end.
Great! Hop on his back and guide him through each of the bubble rings as they appear. And remember, he's brand new.
He's brand new, don't scratch him up. Okay. That's my mistake. I wasn't paying attention to where he was going. Alright, one orb down.
Now that the manta ray's tamed, I'd love to get it. Okay, good.
So it's basically the same as before, just a tougher version. He's kind of getting away from me. But it's okay. There we go.
Incredible! You've got.
Now there's one more.
workers have kidnapped.
That's what it was. Alright.
If you can make.
This one is slightly difficult if you don't know what you're doing. But the hardest part is just finding the correct towers. So 2. Oop. Oh, it's down. Okay. So 3 and 4 right next to each other, thankfully. And they are in the lower part. There's 3. Halfway done. Come on. That was my fault. Alright, so we've got 2 left. Come on, Chief. Thank you. Alright. Come on. And no. Jeep. He danced the Jeep. There we go. So, is it this one? Yes, it is. One left. Now, if I can remember where it was. This is the shark area. Actually, that was the shark area. This is it right here. Perfect. Perfect, perfect.
You did it! Now we can swim in peace. I heard.
Alright. All orbs collected. 100% level complete. So this is... Returning to Summer Forest. Alright, this is a perfect place to stop the stream. Thank you all very much for checking out the stream. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for chatting, and thanks to all the new viewers who popped into the stream. I'm sorry that my chat was messing up. I will try and get that fixed. For now, thank you again, and I will see you guys in the next stream. Which, if you pay attention to my Twitter, hopefully that will let you know. Alright.